the property management company is probably the biggest one. Um, they wanna try and get the most return, and they go with these cheaper, just online only property management companies that don't really know their house, don't really understand their tenants, and it ends up being a bad experience, and that leads to their house not performing the way it should. So, out of everything that we do, the property management is the most important part.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil. Today, I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Taylor Miller, who owns Legacy Invest, which is a
Thank you for having
one-stop
me.
shop. Yes, you're so welcome. One-stop shop for investors. So excited to have you here today, Taylor.
Thank you. I look forward to talking with you.
Yeah, so let's dive in. First off, for those not familiar with you and your world, can you share what your main focus is?
So, our main focus is to help out of state or even out of country investors with their investment experience. When they're wanting to get into real estate, we've done a really good job of putting the systems in place to simplify that. And you only have to vet one party to be able to knock out most of your needs. So we do the turnkey aspect in providing, renovated turnkey investment properties. We do the management aspect, which is managing the property after you have closed, and all aspects regarding to your ownership and the tenant placement and the tenants. And also we take care of the insurance portion. So that's when, if you do like a loan or just any property, you should have insurance. So we all have that in-house, and it's a very quick, streamlined experience.
Awesome. And what markets do you operate in?
So right now we operate in St. Louis, Missouri, and Memphis, Tennessee, and we are always looking to expand as other opportunities arise.
Great. And what do you feel are some of the main keys that have allowed your business to grow and run smoothly?
I would definitely say it's the kind of the personal touch that we put on to the experience we have. We're very personal. We're a family operated business. So we've been doing this for 40 years. We understand what it takes to run a property management business, to keep the cost low, and just to provide an overall good experience for our investors.
Awesome. And can you share more about what the experience looks like?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So, but for the purchase side of it, they deal with me and we sit down, we go through kind of what their goals are, what they're looking to accomplish, what they're working with, and then we tailor a strategy that fits those goals, whether that be using like an IRA, 401k, HELOCs, which is your home equity line, whatever works best to get to buying that property, to get investing in real estate. We sit down and figure out what aspects we need to address and accomplish to do those goals.
Yeah. And so basically, like, what is the investor's role then? Like, what are they doing versus what are you doing?
So with an investor, they come in and they're like, "Hey, I'm looking to make X amount a month on a property. I want it to have, 2 bedrooms. I have, my HELOC to work with, or I can use my 401k. And what do you have that's in like the $130,000 price range?" So once we have kind of built out those type of criteria, we go to the properties we have in our inventory and we kind of like, "Hey, based off of what you've given us to work with and what you're looking to accomplish, we recommend this address."
Awesome. And then what do the next steps look like?
So, and then after we do that, we go under contract. And what if it's a cash transaction, we go straight into obviously the due diligence. If it's working with a mortgage, we get in touch with their loan officer and kind of like, "Hey, we need to get the process rolling. We need to start ordering our appraisals." And basically from that point, we kind of make it more of a hands-off experience for them where we kind of handle all facets of the transaction so they can literally just walk through the process rather than them having to know the process. We guide them with the aspects that have to be accomplished. So it can be an experienced investor or a beginner investor. We can work with all of them to go through this process and make sure it's done quickly. They're educated on the steps that are needed. For what it's worth, they can be make it as hands off as they want to be and just provide them the needed information, and we just go from there.
Awesome. So it sounds like the investors just come with criteria and you take care of the rest.
Pretty much. That's the whole goal, is to make it just a very streamlined, smooth, and easy experience where you don't have to be on the up and up or be really educated in what is going on in the investment world. That's what we're here for. And with that, more of me selling them a property, it's more of us working as a team to accomplish their investing goals.
Amazing. And so, how do you find these properties?
We have various resources. So any property that we sell to an investor, we own it beforehand. We've rehabbed it to our standards. So if it's a property I would sell an investor, I would keep it in my portfolio and just we buy it from agents who need or have clients who need to liquidate for various reasons, whether it's an estate that's selling, whether it's something that that investor can't get stabilized, or just various reasons. It could be a foreclosure, something that's very dilapidated. We go in, we do a full renovation. It'll be an almost brand new house and it'll be one of the nicer properties in that respective neighborhood, so we can get the highest end tenant we can get.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like, are these usually like residential investments or what types of properties?
These are mainly single family investments. So I would say they're usually in C plus to B plus neighborhoods. So it's a good stable neighborhood, but it's not going to be like an overly expensive neighborhood. It's very price friendly to get into.
Awesome. And so, what are you most focused on solving or scaling to next?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I would say as far as scaling to, I would really like to bring more of the process in-house with the lending, with maybe getting a title company, and really focus on making that experience easier for the investor. And that's more of scale. And with more so to scaling, I would really like to expand into a couple of other markets and to be able to provide more properties and more property types to our investors.
Yeah, amazing. And so, what advice would you give to new investors that are looking to get started?
Don't be afraid to jump into the market, even if it looks a little rough. There's always, if the numbers work no matter what market you're in.
Yeah. And like, how do you figure out how the numbers work for each person?
So again, that goes back to their strategy. Usually says like, hey, I'm looking to get X amount of cash flow. And then we have our own criteria built in. It's like, okay, so if we know we have to renovate it, we know we need to cover X amount on this property. So we have formulas and criteria built into our calculators and our AI models that calculate all of that.
Awesome. So, are you guys like, when you said like using AI model, have you created like your own technology that does this?
I'm not going to say we've created our own
Right.
technology, but we've gone through and used, I don't know how familiar people are, but with APIs and coding, we've made it where everything is vertically integrated, where if it goes into our database, it automatically calculates it, and within about 15 to 20 seconds, we get fed back with, okay, hey, this fits into this model you're looking to run, or hey, this is more of a buy and hold for your portfolio or short-term rental or whatever. And we know that within a very short amount of time.
Yeah. Awesome. So, what have been some of the biggest challenges that you've overcome in your career with investing?
I would probably say that is finding um markets that fit like investing that aren't oversaturated kind of before they become mainstream. It's just doing the research and trying to identify what those markets are that you can get into before they get really big. And it would be probably staying to the level of customer service we demand with having the systems in place and some of the growing pains that come with becoming a larger company as things expand.
Yeah. What types of systems are you needing to have in place for that?
Well, before it was okay, we didn't have everything where it was vertically integrated. And we went back and like from our sales software talks to our property management software. So it cuts down on the man hours and the basically what I call the wasted hours of data entry. We've cut down on all that by having it where they talk to each other back and forth. So we can focus more on the client and providing their needs versus doing just admin tasks that doesn't really lead to anything minus wasted hours.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we've put the pieces in place where we can spend the majority of our time talking with our clients, talking with our tenants, and making sure the overall needs are addressed versus having to make sure the information is correct.
Yeah, absolutely. So, are your investors pretty hands off after they like connect with you or
There's a handful that are, and some of them we talk to once a week or so on, but it's a good mix. Some of them want to be more involved, and some of them they have multiple properties with them, and I don't think I've talked to them in 6 months to a year. Just everything's clicking along, and they're just like, hey, everything's good.
yeah, awesome. So, is there any like criteria for investors to work with you or they just yeah,
Not particularly. So we work with all types of investors. So if they're brand new or if they're experienced, so it's just like I said, we try to meet the needs of what they're looking to do versus saying you've got to fit in this box. We kind of try to make the box fit what they're doing.
right. What are some like mistakes that you see investors commonly make?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
The property management company is probably the biggest one. They want to try and get the most return, and they go with these cheaper, just online only property management companies that don't really know their house, don't really understand their tenants, and it ends up being a bad experience, and that leads to their house not performing the way it should. So out of everything that we do, the property management is the most important part.
Yeah. And so, and do you have like a separate team that manages that
Yes.
aspect?
Yes. So when we get to that part, there is 6 people on the property management side doing various things that when a property closes, it directly moves from the sales side and the investment side over to the property management team, and all of the data that we've collected that points vertically integrated and goes with them. So there's not really double entries on the data part. Everything's already over and they know what's going on with that house.
Yeah. Amazing. And so, are there like what, because like when you say vertically integrated, like what exactly are all of the components of that?
So it's with the property and its information, the tenant and its information, the owner and its information, all of that is stored into our company database, and then it automatically populates into the sales software, the property management software. So when everything gets over to the management team, they already have all that data, so we can go just to managing the property. I mean, yes, there is an onboarding with the management team just to introduce ourselves, but it's more of a, hey, let me personally get to know you versus of I need XYZ from you.
Right. So it's more
So it
relation.
allows us, it's definitely more relationship based. And that allows us to understand their needs better and manage their property better and more of what they're expecting from the house, because we actually get to know them versus just trying to put them in the database of, okay, this is Taylor Miller with, property 123 Smith Street. This is like, hey, this is Taylor Miller and he's looking, to check in once a week, and this is the information he's looking for and whatnot.
Yeah. And are these usually like long-term rentals?
Yes, so we do a minimum of a 1-year lease, but we try to do 2-year leases on all of our properties, and usually a tenant stays somewhere between 3 to 5 years.
Awesome. What's been some of the most like profound things that you've learned through this work?
Oh, everybody's different, and you will see something new. Uh, there's always something new, whether it's a situation you run into with a property or just a strategy. There's just always a new experience, and you're always learning, and there's always new technology that will allow the company or the industry to expand and do something better.
Yeah.
Always about trying to grow and do things more efficiently.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what like are you guys educating the investors as well on how to like continue with their investments?
Correct. So once they come in, okay, it's like, hey, I've got, so much money to work with, but my house is paid off and I'm trying to acquire, we'll say 5 properties. It's like, well, if you want to go down that road, we could utilize, you could look at getting a HELOC on your house, and if you wanted to leverage it out like that, you could use a HELOC for a down payment to get a rental property, and then we could have that where that covers that payment. And it's like, okay, well, I've got an IRA that I want to figure out how to minimize my penalties and buy investment properties with. So we have a couple of other team members that we work with that are not really in-house, but they're team members of ours, and we'll refer them over to them, and they'll help them set up like an actual tax strategy that'll minimize those penalties, and we can use those funds and convert them to buy property.
Awesome. That's great that you're able to, find all these ways to support the investors.
There's usually always a way. There's usually always a way.
What is like one way that maybe most people don't know about?
Just all the loan options that are out there. I'm not going to say there's one specifically that's
Mhm.
more than the other, but there's just so many loan products and various loan methods to acquiring property. And it's just knowing the right loan officers and the right people that know how to navigate that environment that you can usually come up with something that will fit into that.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
So I'm
Awesome.
not going to say there's one defined method.
Right. Right. I'm sure it's specific per individual.
It is.
Cool. Well, before we begin to wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, and learn more about what you're up to, where can people find you and reach you?
They can email me at taylor@legacyinvest.net, or they can reach out on our website, which is legacyinvest.net. And I have a phone number as well. So I'm sure y'all put that in the description of things.
Yeah, or you can share it however you'd like.
Sure. And then if y'all would like to contact me by that is 731 731-324-3126. Sorry about that.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate your time and your story. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And for those that are tuning into the show, if you got value, make sure you've subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators like Taylor who are building real businesses, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.